Hey, this is our group for our creativity design final project, and it's about the next bus COVID update. I'm Will Macurda. My group members are Michael Cook, Audreyanna Sanchez, and Jackson Gibbs. So a little background. We have the Next Bus app and the Apple Cart busing system in Boone. And we notice as students that the capacity on these routes and on these buses sometimes can get really packed. Sometimes you just can't get a spot. Pre-COVID, you can't get a spot in the bus when it was your turn and they came around you. But we do have the Next Bus app, which is really nice. It tells you what routes there are and where the buses are and how far away they are, but it doesn't tell you how many people are on that bus. The bus could just roll right by you and you'd have no idea how many people were in there. So anticipating that normal demand will resume for Apple Cart buses once classes are resumed in person in the fall, we observed a couple of things potentially happening in the fall that could aggravate this issue. They might be limiting how many people can ride the buses for social distancing and COVID related protocols. And this is going to make the issue of people not being able to get on the bus a lot worse than it already is. Apple Cart hasn't added any additional buses or they do change their routes, but that won't particularly affect the capacity issue. And so there's no help addressing the issue there from Apple Cart side. And this issue is going to increase as demand increases again in the fall. Students come back to school and more students come to school and they're going to rely on these buses. They're going to be late for class more often. So this is going to be a big problem.
Okay, so our process. When we all got together, we all met at first and went through a brainstorming phase. So some of the initial ideas we started from were the ones that we did from a previous project that we did in this class. And this helped us create new ideas and work on the existing ones to get us started. So the second part is the product and the service decision. And then we took a break over the weekend. Everyone wrote down the ideas that came to them over the weekend. Asked friends and roommates about ideas to get the juices flowing. Compiled all of our ideas and chose to move forward with the Next Bus COVID adjustment app idea. Okay, and we went through the 3 phases. The first one was inspiration, empathizing. We decided on a clear definition of our problem and how the Next Bus COVID update will address these issues, identified our target users, and planned for what we thought they would appreciate most about the updated app. Focused on asking good questions towards developing the product. The second idea is ideation, problem solving. We try not to jump to conclusions and offer many possible solutions. When the buses are full, people are getting passed by and not able to use the bus. We agree that the app currently works well, but doesn't account for capacity and the increased constraints on how Apple Cart addresses the public transportation needs in Boone. And the third, implementation, testing. Next slide.
So for implementation, we broke it up into 3 categories: the testable, precise, and discrete. We feel that the demand for the Apple Cart busing services are going to be a lot higher this upcoming fall due to COVID or relaxing on the COVID issues because of vaccines and other reasons. So we have that testable theory there with the more usage of the Apple Carts for this semester and on-campus classes. Next, we have precise, where we believe that students will benefit from having more information about the capacity on busing routes they use, and they'll be able to secure alternate means of transportation to and from campus or plan ahead and take advantage of earlier buses and or less populated bus routes. Number 3 is going to be discrete. We believe that this updated app will address a particular problem that will be faced by students this fall. So a solution is what we came up with, a update within the app. So the optimal solution that we were thinking of is something that can transfer information to students who rely on the bus and the bus routes. Before COVID, Apple Cart, when they were at full capacity, the buses would just keep driving right by, even if you walked all the way out to the bus stop and waited, and whether it be in 30 degrees weather, knowing Boone, that is not fun. So we decided with the update that we would have an ability to kind of go into the app and make it known that if a bus was already full or packed, say it's up in the cottages, then there's no need to go all the way out and wait at the bus stop when the bus would already be full. Next slide. The details on how we would go about creating this update. Online, there's Upwork, which is a service that allows app designers who are contracted out by themselves who are freelance app designers who can charge whatever they want and design apps on the App Store. For Apple Cart or for Nextbus app being on the App Store, it's a great app. We all have used it. What we would go and do and how we would go about it is have to gain permission by Nextbus, the original creators of the app, to collaborate and innovate the software. We would update it, and so that when the buses you would see on the map would be driving, they would have a capacity bar on it. And so it wouldn't just say full or not full, it would have a bar, and it would kind of show percentage of how full it is. And this is an estimated 20-hour project, which should bring the budget to about $1,000.
All right, and some more details about our app update is we would be adding a feature to the map that shows how many riders are actually on the bus currently. And you could also see on the map where the bus is, you could see where it's the most full, like after just hit a new route. And part of these details would be for Apple Cart to add more training to the bus drivers. They currently use a plunger count, and in addition to their training would be not only how they get on the bus, but count when they get off so they can keep the app updated. And the app would go synchronous with their counter. And part of that training would just be to get the Apple Cart drivers to learn the new software and help them update students about the bus capacity. So for our launch plan, we would start with bus driver training so they can go ahead and start learning that over the summer, and we would update the app construction with Upwork. And part of this launch plan would also include Apple Cart and App State making a joint announcement about the updates before the next summer. So towards the end, or next semester. So towards the end of summer, there would be an update that rolls out. And when users get the new Nextbus app update, it will automatically load in. And next time you start it up, there will be a tutorial highlighting the changes so people can see the new features and work on it. And this will also give Nextbus some time to update the apps. And so for some examples for this, we just changed what the layout was for the Nextbus app. And you can see it added a current rider count, and on the map it would show if it's full, and it had like big red letters to tell students if the bus is coming, it's going to roll past you. So yep, that's what we did for our project. This will hopefully help students get into and from campus, especially with all the COVID restrictions. So thank you very much. This has been our project.